What if a chess champion's biggest, most important game wasn't played on the board at all? Today we're diving into the story of a grandmaster who took on the very system that ranked him to answer a question that had been bugging the chess world for decades.
We're talking about one of Poland's all-time greats, a player who reached the top of the mountain, but then used his incredible mind to investigate a deep, controversial question that affects every single competitive player out there.
So first, let's meet the man at the center of all this. His name is Bartlomiej Macieja, a Polish grandmaster with a reputation for being, well, a powerhouse. He was known for his super aggressive and direct style of play.
And this quote, it says everything you need to know about him. His relentless all-or-nothing style is how you get a nickname like the H-bomb. He wasn't there to shake hands on a draw. He showed up to win. Period. No compromises.
And that style? It worked. Big time. He was a Polish under-18 champ, got his grandmaster title, became the European champion. Heck, he won the Polish national championship twice. At his absolute peak, he was ranked 40th in the entire world. So yeah, this guy's the real deal, an elite player through and through.
Okay, but here's where things get really interesting. This story isn't just about his trophies. It's about a huge debate, a question that's been bugging the chess world for years. What does a player's rating actually mean?
So for anyone who might not know, the ELO rating system is basically the scorecard for chess players. You win, your number goes up. You lose, it goes down. Higher number means you're a better player. Seems pretty straightforward, right? Well, not so much.
And this right here is the heart of the problem. A 2700 rating is like the magic number for the world's elite, the super grandmasters. But lately, more players are hitting that number than ever before. So the big question is, are players just getting that much better, or are the points themselves cheaper?
It really boils down to two different ways of looking at it. On one hand, you've got the absolute skill camp. They think a 2700 rating should always mean the same thing, skill-wise, no matter what year it is. Then you have the relative rank view, which says it should just mean you're one of the best players in the world right now. The thing is, over decades, those two ideas can't both be true.
Honestly, the best analogy is money. We all get inflation, right? A dollar today doesn't buy what it did in 1990. So the chess world is asking the exact same question. Is an ELO point worth less today? Does it buy the same amount of pure chess skill as it used to?
Now, this is a debate that usually gets argued about endlessly in chess clubs and online forums. But not for our guy. Bartlomiej Macieja, the H-bomb, wasn't just going to talk about it. He wanted a real answer, backed by hard data.
And this is the kicker. That elite, aggressive grandmaster we were just talking about, he put on a different hat and became a co-author of a serious academic paper to get to the bottom of this. He literally traded the chessboard for a spreadsheet to settle the debate once and for all. So he and his colleagues came up with this really smart three-part plan to attack the problem. First, they'd look at the growing number of chess players. Second, they'd use computers to check millions of moves for mistakes. And third, they'd calculate a whole new kind of performance rating. A pretty thorough investigation, right?
Okay, so what did all this work turn up? What did the Grandmaster's investigation actually find? Let's dive into the data. All right, first up, population dynamics. Instead of just saying, hey, there are more strong players, it must be inflation, they did something really clever. They applied a classic theory of population growth, the same kind biologists use, which predicts this specific S-shaped curve as any population grows and then starts to level off.
And what they found was kind of amazing. They mapped the real-world growth of high-rated players over 40 years, and guess what? It followed that S-curve model almost perfectly. You can see it right here. The real data just hugs the theoretical line. It's an incredible fit.
So what does this mean? It means the boom in top-tier players isn't some strange anomaly caused by inflation. It's just normal. It's what happens when any community or population grows. So that's strike one for the inflation theory.
Okay, on to part two. Player error. They fed millions and millions of moves into powerful chess engines to see how often top players made mistakes. Now think about it. If ratings were inflated, a 2700 player today should be weaker and make more mistakes than a 2700 player from the past. But they found the exact opposite. Player accuracy is actually going up. The error rates are going down.
And this is a huge twist. Not only is there no evidence of inflation, this data points to the opposite, deflation. It suggests it's actually getting harder to be, say, a 2600 rated player. The standard of play at every single level is improving. Wild, right?
And for the final nail in the coffin, they created something called an intrinsic performance rating, or IPR. It's a rating based purely on the quality of your moves, not who you beat. When they lined up the IPR against actual ELO ratings from different decades, they were nearly identical. A 2700 ELO performance back then registered about the same as a 2700 ELO performance now. The verdict was in, no significant inflation.
So with that, Macieja basically helped solve one of the longest-running arguments in chess, but his story and his impact on the game he loves doesn't stop there, not even close.
I mean, check out his coaching resume. He's a FIDE senior trainer. That's the highest title you can get. He became the head coach at the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley, and just built an absolute powerhouse, leading them to multiple national collegiate championships.
And it's not just on the board or as a coach. He's been working tirelessly behind the scenes for years, leading players' associations and sitting on some of the most powerful committees in chess. He's helped shape the rules, the World Championship, and yep, you guessed it, he's even on the committee of rating experts.
So when you step back and look at the whole picture, it's pretty incredible. You have this champion player who then becomes a data scientist to answer a huge question about the game, and then becomes a world-class coach and a key administrator shaping its future. His influence is everywhere.
And it really makes you think, doesn't it? We always focus on the superstars, the ones making the moves, but behind them, behind every game we love, there are people like Bartlomiej Macieja, the ones who are questioning the rules, checking the math, and building the entire structure. It makes you wonder, who are the hidden architects behind the things you're passionate about?